Hello friends, welcome back my video lecture. In this video lecture we are going to study about Montreal and Kyoto protocols. Okay, so this is the related to the ozone layer depletion act like this. Okay, so we have to see in detail about it. What is that protocol? Right, the Montreal Protocol in force in 1987 initiated a global strategy for the protection of the ozone layer. Okay, so it is one of the rules made by the international level, and they are following the all countries for that rules. So it is the made for by forbidding the industrialized country. Okay, we have know the number of industries are present in the different countries. So from the industry, the number of gases are releasing like the chlorofluorocarbon. So these kind of gases are very harmful to the ozone layer. That's why to control the depletion of ozone layer or protection of the ozone layer, these kind of protocols have made by the international level. Okay. Mm. From the 2004 aware of the negative impact, the depletion of the stratospheric ozone layer and the climatic change on the development of large region of the earth. So we have now the depletion of ozone layer that will directly affected on the living things. That means the you can consider like direct on the earth. Okay, so it was the negative impact, and that time we observe the climatic change on the all over earth. So development of large region of the earth, that is also change that times. Okay, so the 1987 Kyoto protocols, by this protocol we can say the responsible, okay, all industries countries, okay, responsible for the over 70% of the global emission of the greenhouse gases. We have no different gases are present in the atmosphere. Okay, so some gases are the greenhouse effect or greenhouse gases you can say. So this kind of gases reduce their emission by 5.2% compared to those of 1990 by 2008 to 2012. So as compared to this year, we have seen by this protocol, okay, in 1997. So the 70% of global emission of the greenhouse gases we have seen. So this much amount of difference we have seen, right? And next, that is less consumption of fossil fuels. So this is also one of the target, and higher use of renewable or less polluting energy sources. So such as natural gases we have to use, okay, to control or to protect the ozone layer with a huge investment in the development of new high efficiency and the low environmental impact technology. So this kind of thing we can use. Okay, so we can control the pollution and we can protect the ozone layer. Okay, and we will get the new high efficiency development, right? And that will be the low affected on the environment. So that will be the better for the all earth or all worlds, right? So to reduce the risk, we can say, to reduce the risk that human activities may cause the climate to change. Okay, ultimately, if you will uh, reduce the human activities like different things, okay, to development of cities and different areas, right? So, respective to that, we have seen the climatic change is also there, right? The international community must soon agree on the definition and acceptance of effective measures. And if the emission of the greenhouse gases should disappear today because of these protocols. Okay, now we have to see the next topic, that is nature reserves. In India, different nature reserves are present. From that, we have to see the one by one. First of all, we have to see Ranthambore National Park, right? This is one of the famous national park, right? Ranthambore National Park is located at 130 kilometer from the Jaipur. Jaipur is present in Rajasthan in India, right? So it was a declared project Tiger Reserves in 1973. So this is reserved for the target, right? Targeted for the conserve the or reserve the tiger species. So we can call it's a project for the tiger reserves. It becomes national parks in 1984. Before that, it was only the tiger reservoirs project only. The sanctuary is the famous for the its tigers, and the best time to visit November and the May. Okay, in the year. So you want to visit for that national parks, so that you can go in this period, November to May. The park covers an area of 392 kilometer square. It is one of the most observing nature reserves of India, and the large number of peoples come to visit every year. So this is the famous national parks. That's why many people are visited to that national parks. Inside the park, there are the several lakes which present in nice beauty. Okay, so that's why it's a very nice beauty place. So you can visit here as a nature reservoirs. Now, next we are going to see, that is the Sariska Wildlife Sanctuary. In this wildlife sanctuary, the forest of Sariska is dry and deciduous. Okay, the area was declared a sanctuary in 1955, and it becomes a national park in 1979. So it is about the 73 kilometers from the Alwar. This is also in Rajasthan. Okay, so it covers an approximate area of 765.80 square kilometers. So the Sariska Wildlife Sanctuary is home to leopards, wild dogs, tigers, jungly cat, hyena, jackal, etc. Uh, so this kind of wild animals are present in this sanctuary. Okay, so it is also well known for the rhesus monkey, which are found in the large numbers around the Talwaris. Talwaris. Okay, and one more thing, its biggest part is surrounded by the hilly regions. So the best time to visit October to June. So in this period you can visit for that wildlife sanctuary. You can see the number of wild animals are there.